was wondering,
Sorry.
I was wondering if you were coming or not.
I am so sorry. I did not get the notification. Like usually I get like a 15-minute notification that, your meeting is coming up, but I don't know, something happened. I didn't get it, but when I saw it, so I just rushed.
Well, we
So
are here, so that's awesome.
that's great. That's great. So tell me, how is everything? How is your day going so far? Where are you located?
So far, so good. Alhamdulillah. I am in
Mashallah.
Chicago,
Okay, mashallah. Okay, very nice. Okay. Where in Chicago are you?
and I'm in Plainfield area.
Okay, perfect. We have a business in Devon Street.
Oh,
Devon, are they?
Devon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
What do you do over there?
We have a family-run studio, like a boutique, Indian garments.
Garments.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Now it's like we used to go to Devon all the time, but now
Uh-huh.
there's so many halal restaurants everywhere, and then
Right,
everywhere you get so much stuff online also. So it's
right, right,
better
right.
to just not go to Devon
That's
unless
true.
you
That's
want to
true.
eat the famous faluda from
That's
Shahid.
that's true. That's true. That's true. I like the Hyderabadi biryani over there from one of the spot where all the taxi drivers go. I forgot the
Yeah,
name. Yeah,
Garib Nawaz.
that's true. That's true. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Garib
Okay.
Nawaz. They
Okay.
have the best, and they have a good turnover, so they always have it fresh.
Right. That's the important point, because even late night, because of course the cab drivers are, are working round the clock, so they make sure that it's fresh all the time, and they go over there. So tell me, so you are a medical doctor, as I understand, or
I
a
am not a
PhD?
medical doctor. I have
Okay.
an honorary degree in
Uh-huh.
communications and marketing.
Oh, perfect. From where?
This was from a oh my God, I forgot the name. It's in Haiti.
Okay, IT. Okay, perfect. Great. And business communication, right? Great.
Business communication and marketing,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. I also have a PhD in image marketing from Australia.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And
where are you located?
I'm in New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
where in New York?
in Queens,
So in the city.
in the city. Yes.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
yep, yep, yep. Thank you, thank you. So we, as probably you already know, we have this app called Life Immortal, and I am a registered organ donor myself, and I always wanted. I've been into UX/UI for a long time. I've worked with HHS as well, and CMS and ACF, federal agencies, as a UX designer. So I thought used to. I saw one nonprofit doing an event for signing up more people and creating awareness for organ donation in New Jersey at their then it was the new mall, the American Dream. And so I thought, how can I deploy my, skills to somehow help? And it was shocking that nobody had done that before. It should have been done long time back, because, Elon Musk wants to go to the moon, and, Jeff Bezos wants to go to Mars, and they're having a space tourism starting. But there's so much work that humanity needs to be done. And they have this registry process which is very archaic and very outdated, and the laws are also very, I would say, outdated again. Because in England, it's mandatory. It's like by default, everybody is an organ donor. If you want to opt out, you can request, and you can do that. But by default in England, you have to be an organ donor. I spoke to Jeff Stunkard, the congressman, that we should have some reforms because it's high time. People should create awareness. Otherwise, we just go to the ground, or you're cremated. So it is, but the way I look at it is, of course, I was also born Muslim, Shia as well. But with the passage of time, my views a little bit changed. However, my humanity expanded, and I made this app, and where the recipients and donors, they both can match whatever they are looking for. Right now, the process is tedious. People end up posting on Facebook where donors usually don't expect, this kind of post. But in the app, we have this option of cross posting from Facebook to our app or from our app to Facebook. And then in the old days, people used to print do requests in the newspapers or magazines. And I also heard that somebody saw someone, in Disney, they were wearing this T-shirt that, I need a kidney and things like that. So, uh,
I've seen it all. Yeah,
sorry,
I've seen.
you've
I've
seen it
seen.
all.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. So now the platform is yours. Tell me about your experience. Yeah.
So, are you recording already?
I am. I am. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, you go to the DMV
Mm-hmm.
and you see, do you want to be an organ donor?
Right.
And as a religious person, you are told not to donate, right?
Yes.
Because you can't. Now, what the reason is, nobody knows, but every person that comes there, no, I'm not going to donate. Now, I can understand if you one have received a organ, so you can't donate another one, or um, you have a disease that you can't donate, right? So we all follow the protocol until something happens to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are like, what now? So this is what happened to me. My husband was diabetic, and his diabetes was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And what started out in 2018 as a routine checkup, we went there, he did his blood work, and we get a call that you need to have an appointment to see an oncologist.
Mm-hmm.
And within systems, they don't push you through, even though the markers and everything shows that you need immediate care from a specialist. What happens is that you are sent to through the hoops. You're waiting and waiting. So we had one appointment. This happened in February of 2018. Excuse me. And we had an appointment to see the doctor in August. Well, the doctor changed the appointment because she was on vacation or something happened or she was sick. They changed the appointment, so now we were in September.
Oh my God.
But then there was a cancellation in April. So we go to her in April. So everything is happening. We
Yeah.
go to her in April, and the first thing she notices is that his diabetes is too high.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too high. So she puts him in a wheelchair. The head of the oncology department puts him in a wheelchair and pushes him through the ER. And until that's stabilized, she's not going to see you. So now we are pushed back. So our appointment, so we lost the September appointment. Now we got another appointment in October.
Damn.
Okay, so my husband's, he had this tendency of having his diabetes so high, and then it wasn't self. It was not self, like I'm not taking medication and this is going to be just because somebody needs to take care of me. It was because he was misdiagnosed also. We've never talked about it vocally before, but the thing is, he was being given insulin. Every time you go to the oncologist, the diabetologist, they would increase his insulin. So instead of taking 30 units, 40 units, at one point he's taking 80 units before meals.
Mm-hmm.
So then we stabilize him, we go back to the doctor. In October, we're supposed to go see the doctor in October, but there's a cancellation, so we go back to her in September.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at all of the things. She gets some blood work done. And I tell her, look, if you think something is wrong, you need to bring us in quickly. And she's like, okay, I'll do that. No worries. And what happens is that again, she checks the work. She calls us in. She goes, you need to come see me now. This is now October.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a conversation, and she goes, "You need a kidney transplant. Your kidneys are failing, and you have to be on dialysis as soon as possible." We have a trip to China planned
Okay.
and all of this. So, how are we going to do this?
Right.
And from the doctor's appointment, you are sent to the dialysis center
Hmm.
quickly. You're
Hmm.
sent to the dialysis center to take down the information as to what you're supposed to do. We're
Right.
there for 2.5 hours. We are shown all these videos, and three people come and talk to us. And it's like, I even don't know what's happening. It's like, what is happening?
Right.
So you're giving me this information without telling me what you are planning.
Right.
But that's one thing that there's a disconnect to.
Right.
And then they tell me, oh, you have to choose how you're going to be dialyzed. Either we put a port in your body,
Hmm.
or we're going to put a port in your arm, or we're going to put a port in your belly, and you're going to do the dialysis. So which one do you want? So this is not like, we're not going to an ice cream shop to see if you're
Exactly.
going to get ice cream, vanilla ice
Right.
cream or chocolate.
Exactly.
This is like, you have to make your mind. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I making this decision right now?
Right.
I cannot do this right now.
Exactly.
And I'm not prepared. I was in completely denial, complete denial.
Exactly.
So then they said, okay, you can decide later.
Hmm.
We go back to the doctor. So now they're pushing us forward, and we're seeing the doctor every week. And the doctor is like, no, you have to choose which one you want, and you're going to get dialyzed because your kidneys are failing.
Right.
And we're putting you on a transplant list. So all of a sudden, everybody in this whole department has become our friend and wants our information. And how are you going to get and how are you going to get a kidney? What are your religious preferences? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it becomes a frenzy of information that you can't even figure out what to do next. So my husband puts his foot down, and he goes, I am going to take my wife to China. I'm going for a week, and I'm doing nothing until I come back.
Oops.
And she's like, if something happens to you, one, you do not know the language.
Right.
The healthcare over there sucks.
Yes.
And not do anything. You're just going to sit there and rot. What are you going to do? And he goes, I have faith in me. I
Hmm.
have faith in everything else. I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to come back. So we go to China. We come back just before December. And we go before December. So before Christmas. We come back. As soon as we come back, we message her that we are back.
All right.
Thank God nothing happened there.
Damn.
And they bring us in. They give us an appointment, and on the 8th of January,
Hmm.
he goes to see the doctor, and we were told to go there fasting. I didn't know what was happening. We were sent from the doctor's office to the surgeons, to the surgeon, and they put a port in for him on his chest so he could do a temporary dialysis.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, what now? So I'm sitting there, not understanding. The doctor comes out to me, and she tells me, she goes, you are in denial.
Hmm.
His kidneys are failing. He needs a transplant. And so we have to start this process now. He has to be on dialysis. And the port today, he's never going to say yes. So we are doing this against
Consent.
wishes, but we are going to do it. We're going to explain to him.
Right.
But we're going to put the port in because from here you're going to go get dialyzed.
Mhm.
So, like, within a month, everything happened. We went in, we were being dialyzed.
Yeah.
So, how does this? So, now to find a kidney,
Hmm.
who's going to give him a kidney? So, we had a family meeting. We talked to the family, and everybody was, oh my God, we can help you,
Right.
but how? We are not going to give you a kidney. Well, one thing about the kidney thing here in America is that whoever's going to be the donor, they do a full medical checkup on this person, right?
Right.
So in one way, it's a good thing because you get your full medical checkup, which otherwise will cost you an arm
Right.
and a leg.
Right.
So the idea was, okay, I would give him a kidney
Hmm.
and then we'll figure it out.
Hmm.
So because I have blood pressure, I was not a, so I, and of course I would have blood pressure because of the all of the things that are
Exactly. Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So being a caretaker is also not easy. So
Yes.
my stepson
Hmm.
decided he's going to do the kidney work.
Right.
He was not compatible and he couldn't qualify.
Yeah.
So now we were looking for a kidney. So
Hmm.
we put out on Facebook. We looked at other people. Some people had car on the cars. I'm looking for a donor. I'm looking for a kidney. Could you give me yours?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't have to be compatible because you're going to be compatible with
Somebody
somebody.
else. Yeah.
Right. So that system is really nice because you eventually get a kidney, but the whole thing passes around.
Right.
One thing about kidney donation, kidney is that the person can live
Yes.
after
Absolutely.
you give a donation, right?
Yes.
Most other transplants that happen, the donation happens when the person giving has passed on.
Yes.
So this is something that the person wants to live and they don't want to. Some people don't believe in donation. Some people couldn't fathom the fact that I had one kidney and I could survive.
Right.
But I was willing to give and nobody was willing to take.
Right.
I met a woman who became a good friend. She was willing to give me a kidney, but
Oh, wow.
because she of her age, they said no, she had some markers that couldn't.
Okay.
There was a woman whose son was in a car accident,
Hmm.
and and they were like, okay, if he passes, we'll give you a kidney, we'll give you a kidney. So that was like, okay. But it's like for us, I felt the worst because I was waiting for that person to die for
Yes.
us to get a kidney.
Yes.
The thing is that even when they removed, and it was a bad thing, when they
Mhm.
removed him from the machines, it
Right.
took him a while to pass.
Right.
So his organs had deteriorated and they couldn't harvest them.
Oh my God.
So because it took him 3 days to pass away, so his whole body had shut down, only his heart was moving. So
Right.
things like that, right? I get calls from Pakistan. I get messages from people in Pakistan that you're looking for a kidney. If you come here, we'll give you a kidney.
Yeah.
What they do, so organ donation in the black market has become a business.
Oh my God. Really?
Right,
Oh
it
wow.
has. So
Okay.
you come to Pakistan, everything is going to be done. This is not, but we are going to do it in a tent.
Okay.
On a tent? How is this going to be viable?
Right.
How are you getting your kidneys? Oh, they are selling they're stealing kidneys from kids. They're
Oh.
kidneys from women. So they're selling kidneys, they're buying, or they're actually, for those people, and I did a lot of research on this, there's people out there in the world, in the rural areas,
All right.
who cannot pay the debts, like if farmers and stuff like that. So then they come there is the last resort is to pay back this money. They're going to donate an organ donor
Right.
organ, and
Oh,
they do that. And sometimes doctors just take people in hotels, harvest the kidneys, leave them in the tub, and I'll leave them to die.
yeah.
So this was like it was a very eye-opening
Yes.
whole fiasco, if you
Yeah.
will.
That's right.
So then I explained to my husband, I said, do you want to go to Pakistan and get a kidney? First of all, we don't know where the kidney is coming from.
Right.
Are we going to kill somebody to get this kidney? I mean, is it something we want to do? I don't think human life is that cheap.
Exactly.
So then, so then my whole demeanor changed, and we had to come to the then I started looking on doing some research on how long people have lived on dialysis. So
Hmm.
I walked in, I used to go in with him and talk to people who were on dialysis with him.
Hmm.
And eventually, of course, everything got corrected. The port on his chest was taken out. He got the real port and everything. But the fact was that there were people who lived a normal life even being on dialysis for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it all comes down to mindset, right? If
Right.
you need a kidney or organ donation,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand, if a person dies and donates then their skin or eyes or something, that's okay. But for a kidney, this is a real big business for people in the
Yeah,
black market too.
that's right.
uh, and people would approach me, and then there's several groups on Facebook that would talk about kidneys. Then I would think, how are these people getting kidneys? How
Mhm.
am I not getting a kidney?
Right.
My son was ready to give a
Yes.
kidney
Yes.
to my son. He's
Yeah.
not my husband was not his father, but he said, okay,
Right.
I'll give a kidney.
Okay.
But his wife was, no, we can't do that, because what if something happens to you? So again, the selfishness
Right.
falls in, and it becomes a problem. Eventually, my husband passed. He did
Okay.
not receive a
Sorry.
kidney.
I'm
And
sorry.
again, his mindset was, I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to wrong anybody to live longer.
Right.
I've lived my life. I'm okay to go. And he passed. He was just 60
Sorry.
years.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So the question then comes, why is this process? I mean, first of all, and I have asked these questions of a lot of, and I've been working in healthcare for a long time. So I asked
Yeah.
this
Okay.
question, why is this process so heart wrenching? Why
Yes.
can't you see this? I mean, the minute that the primary care had seen on a annual visit, she should have done something for us to go into this and seen the neurologist, not wait for us for 6 months,
Exactly.
8 months.
Exactly.
So so that's the thing, right? But the other thing is that, why is it that people are not donating?
Right.
There is a whole network of people who want to donate. They
Yes.
want to be donation,
Right.
but most people are of the mindset, it's okay if I die and donate because I don't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But what of those who need it while you're alive?
Right.
So that's something I think the mind shift set should shift,
That.
because kidney, and I'm just talking about one organ. I
Mm-hmm.
know of people. I recently a coworker, a friend, the
Mm-hmm.
brother of a coworker,
Mm-hmm.
had a massive heart attack and he needed a heart.
Right.
Within 3 weeks, he received a heart,
Great.
and of course, I felt a little jealous, if you
Yes.
will,
Of course.
that
Of
he
course.
received a heart, but
Yeah.
nobody wanted to give me a kidney, because a kidney can be given when you're alive,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
So, so my thinking is, we have to bring this awareness
Yes.
to not only the medical, to not only the people, but
Mm-hmm.
also to the medical staff, that don't wait for so long, because
Yeah.
something can get it can get serious pretty fast.
Right. Of course. I mean, the thing is, first, my question: what happened to your stepson? Why didn't he give the kidney?
He didn't qualify.
So, but the kidney can be exchanged with somebody who's matching on the list, on the waiting
Right,
list.
but he didn't qualify as, because he had some medical
Oh,
problems.
okay, okay, I
He
understand.
couldn't he couldn't qualify for that.
Okay,
He
perfect.
has
Okay, okay.
blood pressure, right? I
Yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
blood pressure. So
Right.
because I was not a whole
I
person,
understand. Yeah, yeah.
they couldn't use it.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. That is the problem that we are trying to address because it, like you said, it could be anyone. And for example, I one time I went to my routine checkup, yearly checkup, and the nurse was an African American woman, and she said, "Oh, you are a kidney donor." I would never do that. You are in healthcare. What are you talking about? But the problem is that there are again ethnic and religious issues involved, and then there are also a lot of dogmas and a lot of misconception and misinformation rotating that they don't save you if there is an accident or blah blah blah. I have a lot of friends who are in a transplant field, and there is no such thing like that. But again, people want to find reasons of not doing things until, like you said, it could be anyone, and it has nothing to do with any particular person. But just seeing the humanity as an whole, But and you're right that there are some people who living people, who want to donate as well. But the information gap is there, and people are like hoarding that information, and it's such a useless approach, because the matching process is very intricate, and there are a lot of moving targets and elements. And again, I hear amazing stories of redemption, and how one person saved another person. And even you know uh, as a humanist, I would say, not inclined to any particular organized religion, I see people of faith so much driven, just in the name of God and faith, to help other people. And but you're absolutely right. We need a lot of awareness, because it's a win-win situation, in the sense that essentially, for me, everything will turn into dust once we are buried, and cremated. It's no point. It turns into ashes. So why not? We have, as a species, we have this capability to self save everyone. You know, and but somehow, just like, I would say, not into any specific reference, but even in terms of abortion or other issues, there are a lot of pushbacks. And there is nothing being pro-life, but what I'm saying is, if the medical technology is available, and the consent is available, and and similarly, with regards to the recommendations to the lawmakers, that I made, that I'm trying to push as a society in general, it can be really helpful. And just imagine that, if we are all by default are donors, and yeah, it will be so much easier to find matches, and there will be a bigger pool of availability, because there are so many emergencies, there are so many unfortunate events, but unless people are aware of that, there is a very good, a cycle, a system where there is only if you're a donor, at this, coming back to the same point, that the hospitals informed, or the DMV, finds out, and they tell the transplant doctors that, this is available and this can be utilized, or the family can be asked. But definitely, we need to create awareness, and also clarify these misconceptions, because they are historic, and there is so much advancement going on. People working on immortal pills, or biohacking and stuff like that. So life
Is
is
it working? Any of those? Is it working?
I mean, slowly they are pushing the envelope. They are now utilizing AI, and to take the things to the next level. For example, Mark Zuckerberg and his wife are working on a technology where you will be able to transparently see through your body. If, for example, in your late husband's situation, they could track it much earlier, as to the condition. But again, just like uh, health is a very delicate thing. We are very fragile as a species itself, like we saw during the COVID. And but we need to learn our lessons. I'm working on a documentary as well for that, because we didn't probably learn anything from Spanish flu back in 1917 or 1918. And with all this AI, and all this biohacking, and all these availability online, it goes into the wrong hands, and then they can create all this biomechanical weapons as well. So, but again, we have to be responsible as human beings first, and different faith groups must also push this narrative. I also, somebody messaged me on Facebook that I want to donate my kidney and I am in Africa, and things like that. I said, yeah, you can. You're most welcome to go ahead and register yourself on the app, and if somebody is looking for, they're going to match you and they're going to contact you, and that's a very straightforward process. You can start from chatting, and if it's comfortable, you can take it to call. Then it's more comfortable, you can do a video call, then share your doctor's information, and then the doctors can interact. But it's fascinating that you told me about the organ harvesting in Pakistan and this black market. I heard about South America, but I didn't know that it is now so extensive in Pakistan as well. Because again, it's the dark side of the moon, I would say. But it's a collective wisdom thing. It's a collective effort, as a society and as an humanity. And why not learn good lessons from Europe? Because they are the ones who actually inform us in when it comes to tech laws or other things that they are evolving, because their structure is less entrepreneurial and more society and public benefit driven. So yeah, that's what, because with our app, you are not only creating awareness for your, you can post your requests on the app as well, but also it's a win-win thing in the sense that you are creating awareness through a third party, because usually what happens is that you need someone to vouch for, and we provide. I mean, until now, nobody was brave enough, I would say, to step forward, because like you said, there are a lot of gray areas involved. So, but as somebody had to step up, somebody had to step forward and take the initiative, as a registered donor myself. Yeah, that create a platform where the donors and recipients, at least they will have some window if it not going to expand overnight. Excuse me. So that was the idea. And because you are not only putting up your request, whether you are sharing it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, but you're also creating awareness for the future generation, and the future generation is much more receptive, because they are born in the digital age, and they are more benefit driven, in the sense that they are more humane in their outlook, at least in this context, what I have observed, more receptive. And I think it is good in the sense that with now social media, there is of course a definite dark side of social media, but also that they have stripped the mainstream media of its power to control the mass mind control and perception. Now they have this tool of whatever they want to do, which is responsible. So we are utilizing this app, and thank you so much for sharing your story. This is that's the reason of this podcast, that we as human beings can learn from stories that can help somebody else in the future. And uh, sometimes it does sound cliche when I tell people that it can happen to anyone, can happen to me as well. But the idea is to be aware and be responsible. And for me, at this stage, I think it's a total wastage of life. Whether it is, and like you said, there are multiple organs in our bodies, with including liver, which can grow back. So, which other human beings can utilize, and yeah, that's our journey, and that's what we're trying to do. And and again, I think this is a medical mishandling, that your husband had to wait for 8 months before he was, given a fair shot. And there is also more awareness in terms of being more healthy outlook in general. Yeah, yesterday I read in an article that the alcohol consumption has dropped almost 90% in the last 50, 60 years. It has dropped tremendously because every disease is directly or indirectly related to smoking or alcohol. And it's a good sign for the society, and all these things like red light therapy and yoga and earthing and breath work and all these things are going to elevate human lifespan, and mortality is improving. But again, the quality of life in the later part is also very important. Sometimes uh, seen people that who get tired of their parents, of their long age, and they are just the quality of life, no matter how old you are, also matters. Like your husband said, that I have lived my life and I have done what I had to do. I'm done and I'm prepared to go. So because he was still in his conscious state, and he took the decision. But it's not necessary that it had to be done that way. That there could have been a lot of changes and improvements, and of course there is always something to be learned anywhere, from good or bad. But yeah, I would say thank you so much for sharing your story and coming on our podcast. Is there something that you want to say as a closing?
I appreciate what you are doing as well to bring awareness. Is your one thing I want to ask you, is your app worldwide? Like, is it or just America?
It's worldwide.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a need in America, so
Mhm.
that's awesome. But thank you so much. But and I really appreciate that you gave me the time and allowed me to speak my story, because one thing that if I learned anything from my story, and if anybody can learn it, one thing you want to also do is that once you're diagnosed and somebody tells you that you need to go see a specialist, just don't wait. Make sure that you are on their case to get you in the appointment first.
Yes.
That's the thing. And then the second thing is get the facts. Don't let them push you, because I felt like I was in a whirlwind. There was
Yes.
just pushing me through the whole system,
Right.
and
Right.
then I had to make a decision. This is a life-changing event, and
Yeah.
it's not an emergency,
Yeah.
but it could become one. So make sure that you have your facts right.
Right.
And everybody, I do it on my birthday, which is in January, but
Mhm.
I tell everybody that's one thing that you should gift yourself is a yearly checkup. So go
Right.
ahead and do that. Just go do that. Make sure that you see the dentist twice a year and do your annual checkup, because they catch everything at that time.
Right. Thank you, Munira. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for
You too.
having me. I'm really honored and humbled.
It's my pleasure. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.